The character of Darth Plagueis is quite possibly the most important figure in Star Wars that never directly appears in any of the mediums, as Plagueis is very much a figure of power and a figure of the past, who was handed the torch of the Sith over to his apprentice Sidious. His importance, though, cannot be understated. It is Plagueis who is the catalyst for Anakin's eventual embrace of the dark side of the Force, and the being that first discovered essence transfer in Star Wars canon, the key to eternal life, which is the power that Sidious would later use to return from the dead, and again plague the galaxy with the rule of the Sith Order. It was Plagueis that would train Palpatine to become the most powerful Sith Lord in galactic history. The Darth Plagueis novel that is now Legends continuity does a lot of the heavy lifting for the character of Plagueis, as we learn about him from his youth as well as his ascension to the one true Dark Lord. Even more important, the novel explains that Plagueis is still around for much of the events of the Phantom Menace, and even witnesses the discovery of Anakin Skywalker. Here, Plagueis is still around, and the true master of the Sith, with Palpatine directly under him. And it is only after Anakin Skywalker is discovered that Plagueis is betrayed and killed by Palpatine, with it being Plagueis that is in a sense the true main villain of the first Star Wars movie, pulling the strings from the shadows. Plagueis is still very much in control, and the Plagueis novel does a lot to illustrate this. Plagueis is very active during this time, as Anakin Skywalker almost jumpstarts his interest, as Plagueis envisions Palpatine making him the co-emperor of the entire galaxy, and to rule with absolute power. In canon though, this has completely been changed as of recently. In the new novel Queen's Peril, there is a major change made to the character of Darth Plagueis, specifically his timeline and where he is during the events of the Phantom Menace as well as the years prior. In the novel Queen's Peril, it does a great job of illustrating where the main players of the prequels are, and what they're up to before the events of the film is kicked off. And it is here that we learn that Plagueis is no longer around during this time in canon, and that Palpatine has been the main and reigning Dark Lord of the Sith for some time when the film opens, with little mention of Plagueis in Queen's Peril, but this making a major change to Star Wars canon, as again in Legends continuity, Plagueis is a main player just behind the scenes. In canon, little is mentioned about Plagueis, but it is clear that at least for several years it has been Palpatine that is the main Sith Lord around, with his own apprentice in Maul, and that Plagueis has been dead for some time, therefore making this a major change to the character and his role in the overall story of Star Wars. As to exactly when Darth Plagueis died, we have no idea, only that he's not around any longer in the Phantom Menace. This is a change that I really don't like. A lot of my favorite parts about the Phantom Menace, which on its own is one of my least favorite Star Wars movies, as I was aware of all of the interplay and goings on beneath the surface of that movie. It's very important for a lot of characters, and I sort of viewed the Phantom Menace as the rise of Palpatine, knowing that he was oppressed by his master behind the scenes, but was making moves to take him out, and I thought that the Darth Plagueis novel added a lot to the Phantom Menace. Now though, it seems a whole lot more shallow. Anyway my friends, I want to hear your thoughts on this, and when do you think we will ever get a story about Plagueis fleshing him out? And if he didn't die in the Phantom Menace, how long has Palpatine been the one true Dark Master? As always my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.